Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Janices and welcome back to Razer Random SCP Review. This is part 3 of the 18th entry of SCP that we will review. This is SCP-3300 or SCP that is called The Rain. So far it has been a journey reading through this. I'm sold to this story. Actually this turns out interesting and exciting. But yeah, pretty much TLDR, SCP-3300 is a phenomena in which the city Clearwater in Montana got poured down by the rain and things going on there, and it's crazy pretty much. And there's that. So there's also a story of this, a person writing journal about what's going on inside the town. However, it's not confirmed if this is true or not. But for now, I would say that this is true, and that's pretty much it. So let's continue from this. Okay, so Jared's dead, the one that got thrown across the room by some random dad, claiming that the house was his. But yeah, and the Mike and Isabel seems like they are out of themselves, like going out by themselves, and then Sam is still there with Jared saying nothing, and then the main character here, which is the Margaret Lane, um, is still there also. But I think things will change after this. I must have fallen asleep because I had another dream. I knew instantly it was a continuation from before. It was too clear, too substantial to be anything else. And even though I knew it was a dream, I couldn't do anything but watch. I stand ankle deep in a vast, clear river. I am holding the corpse of my daughter. I'm not sure how I recognize her as taken by the sickness as she is. Her hair has fallen out. Her skin is entirely covered in black scabs that hid even her eyes. Flecks of cracked skin fall away as my arms rub against her body. But for some reason, as I look at her, I don't feel sorrow, I feel hope. I kneel and place her body into the water. It drifts on the surface, then the water engulfs her, makes her a part of it. She becomes the current that takes her, and I know it will sweep her to the sea where she can finally be at peace. But the work isn't done. I turn, wade back to the shore where the blackened body of my husband waits. As I do, I became cognizant of the others, the survivors. Each has with them the bodies of their children, families, friends. 18 survivors, hundreds of bodies. One by one, we take them to the river until only we remain. I woke up to the sound of Jared evaporating. It took me a moment to realize what was going on. The others were all scrambling around the body and I couldn't get a good look. All I could see was the steam filling the car. When I pushed my way through, I saw his body was boiling. That's the best way to describe it. Bubbles writhing and popping across the surface of his skin. Drops of water leaping off him and burning where they touch us. The shape of him almost completely gone, aside from a vaguely human-looking lump with his clothing and some ridges that might have been facial features. Sam tried to touch the water to, I don't know, stop it, save him, catch him, but the heat of the steam pushed her back. All we could do was watch as Jared fizzled away, until the only thing left of him was vapor and soaked clothing. Okay, that's a little bit sad, but then again, you know, I mean, you still survive, and that's what matters. Anyway, so think about it this way: during survival things, being in a situation when you need to survive, your surviving is still should be still your first main thing. You're still alive, and that's what matters. You can work with others, resolving the situation, but the thing is that if others cannot continue, then you should not stop as well. You should also continue yourself. So you will go through it. I would I believe eventually, but the moment you start losing hope, then it will be bad, or it will be difficult for you to get out of the situation pretty much. So yeah, the fact that Margaret is still writing this journal is somewhat making me a little bit surprised as well. So um, about the situation that could have made anyone panic, she still managed to, well, or they still managed to write something in a journal, like describing what's going on pretty much. So yeah, we decided to leave, or Mike and Sam decided to leave, and Isabel and I realized we didn't have any choice but to follow. Okay, so Isabel and Mike is still there. Okay, that's actually okay, fine actually. I thought that they went by themselves, which is bad in this case, because they don't know where they are, they don't know where they're going. So the best thing for them to do is still, intact with each other pretty much. I mean, what difference did it make? Stay or go? The outcome would be the same, but I figured trying to find something out there might be better than staying in the car until we all starved to death. We grabbed the flashlight from the glove box and headed out. We couldn't have walked more than a mile before we reached the town. I almost bumped into Mike when he stopped walking after shining the light onto the Welcome to Clearwater sign. He didn't say anything. What could he say? We turned around, starting walking the other way. Not sure how far. 2 miles? Three? We didn't pass the car, but it didn't matter. We ended up back at the sign, the city. Okay, this is actually a little bit, like the revelation pretty much. I feel like they now understand the situation that they are trapped inside the city, and that's pretty much it. Sam turned, walked off the highway and into the farmland surrounding it. We followed. We know it wouldn't work, but we followed anyway. On the other side of the field, we found ourselves back on the highway in front of the sign. Mike insisted he wasn't going back in. No fucking way. He tried to take the risk out in the rain, then spent another second with whatever was in that city. We pointed out that whatever was in the city was pretty clearly outside of it too, and at least the city had food. He wouldn't listen. So we started walking, and 3 minutes later he caught up. Didn't say a word. Yeah, actually, that makes sense as well. If you cannot get out of a town, I would say just stick into the town. Search for food, search for your survivability first. So yeah, like think about it this way: your car is gone, you're just walking. Even if you get out of town, where will you go? So what makes you think that there is something out there anyway, like a help? I feel like the best way to do in this situation is just to accept the faith and prepare pretty much, like go inside the town, search some food, search some places that has food, and just stay there for a while, gather some energy, gather some mind, and then after that, go search again. Maybe the answer is in the middle or in the heart of the city pretty much, maybe. But yeah, the lights in the town were all on, but there were no people, no cars. A few times I thought I saw movement, but it was always just a branch or piece of trash picked up by the wind. We were on alert the whole time, but nothing happened. Okay, interesting. You thought you saw movement? That actually makes it a little bit more creepy as well. We decided to hole up in Dirk's Sporting because it had guns and was right next to the grocery store. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like exactly. Um, Okay, so I guess these people is actually smart then. Okay, that's interesting. So usually when you saw a movie, they just do stupid things, but here they actually do something great here. Try to find some shelter, get some food, get some weapons, equip themselves to whatever's about to come or things, pretty much. Um, Sam and Mike went and grabbed food, while Isabel and I, meaning just I, took stock of the store. When the others came back, we started working out shifts to sleep in. Two awake at the same time, I volunteered for the first shift, even though I felt like I wanted to collapse. I just couldn't stand to dream again. Mike shot himself, and we're a lot more fucked than I first thought. Um, that's unfortunate. Also, I guess this, like, I mean, think about it realistically as well. So, you're faced with situation that you don't know, whatever, you have seen phenomenon that doesn't make any sense. It eventually gets through your mind, and you gone insane, you gone crazy, and this kind of thing happened. But it's unfortunate, but I'm still glad though that the main character is still intact, still describing what's going on, still writing the story. At least there's something. And yeah, that's actually, you know, as long as the main character is fine, I'm okay with that actually. But yeah, and we're a lot more fucked than I first thought. For a while, I was still holding on to the idea of survival, that there was some sort of exit to whatever fucked up situation we'd found ourselves in. There isn't. I don't think there ever was. This is the only ending I could have hoped for. But if I keep thinking about that, I'm going to go fucking insane. So, Mike, he's dead. We were on shift together when he got up and said he'll be back in a minute. Figured he was just going to the bathroom until I heard the gunshot. I got there about 20 seconds before Sam and Isabel. His body was slumped against a wall, shotgun barrel stuck in his mouth. There was no blood, and I thought he'd missed or accidentally discharged it until I saw the hole in the back of his skull. Then I realized there was something splattered on the wall behind him, but it wasn't blood, it was water. Oh, okay. Um, that's interesting. It means that all of them, have been converted to someone else's body, like property, but they still live in their mind thinking about the current situation, but they're already a completely changed person. Maybe that's my theory for now. Isabel screamed when she saw the body. I heard her gasping and ignored her. Sam knelt next to me close enough that I could feel her trembling. Okay, so in this case there's only three people left. Isabel, Sam, the driver. I don't know Isabel what she is or he is. Sam, the driver, and then the main character, which is the what is it the main character here. Okay, interesting. Uh, Sam knelt next to me, close enough that I could feel her trembling. For a moment, the only noise was her ragged, ragged breathing and Isabel's whimpers. Then Sam reached out and ran her fingers along the rim of Mike's skull. She threw them back, stared. A small noise rose from the back of her throat. Her fingertips were coated in water. Before I could react, she thrust more fingers into the wound. Water ran down her hands as she dug through what should have been his brain. Water sloshed in the chalice of his skull. When we lowered his body to the rest on the floor, it was water that poured on the wood. Sam leaped up, ran to the counter, snatched a knife from its sheath, and held it to her arm. We stared at each other. I didn't want her to do it, didn't want to see what would happen. She sliced open her arm and water spilled from the wound. Oh yeah, this is the realization, the acknowledgement, pretty much. Interesting. We stared at the injury too distracted to notice Isabel calling to us. It wasn't until she ran over and yanked on my sleeve that I remember she existed. Outside was all she said. Hundreds of people had gathered outside the window, unmoving silhouettes staring through the darkness, filling the streets. When lightning flashed, I saw the faces of strangers soaked by the rain. They've been there for 2 hours now, haven't moved an inch. They're outside every window, every exit. I don't know how long they were willing to wait, but I'm damn sure it's longer than we have. Maybe Mike had the right idea, yeah, just to not engage in anything. But no, though, there's still something, I believe. Sam left and we didn't bother to stop her. She muttered something before she stood and marched out of the door. I remember thinking as I watched her leave that I should do something, I should reach out or call her or block her exit. But the thought wouldn't make it past my brain, like there was a wall between my nerves and my body. So I just stared as she stepped into the rain. The silhouette shifted as soon as she was outside. They opened up to let her through, and she vanished into them, into the dark. I don't want to go back, that's what she said before she left. In my dream, I am the storm, and I am screaming. The wind whips at me like razors raking through my body. The frozen rain bites at my skin, except I don't have a body, I don't have skin. The wind is part of me, the rain is from me. Every second I rip myself apart and reform, rip and reshape until I'm scattered over miles of storm, trapped in the roil around me. I heard the screams of my village. I feel their presence against mine, just as much a part of the storms as I. We fight, struggle, but the storm cannot be broken. It hurtles over the land, dragging us in the wake, and then I'm falling, rushing to meet the ground. For a moment, the earth embraces me. I remember what it felt like to feel the dirt beneath my feet, and the sun on my skin, and the crisp air in my lungs until the storm steals me again and I'm pulled back into the screams of my comrades. Comrades. I woke up and Isabel was gone. Just a puddle of water on the floor. I think the rain is speaking to me. I can hear it ever since I woke up. I don't know what it's saying, but the whispers in my ear are getting louder. When I cover my ears, it's still there. If I scream, it rises over the screaming. I'm trying to write just to focus on anything else, but the fucking voice is still there, and I know what it wants me to do. It wants me to join it. I'm its child, and it misses me. It can't bear to be apart. What can I do? What can I do? The strangers are still outside, watching me, waiting for my choice, because they know what my choice will be, don't they? There's only one way this can end. I can wait and starve or shoot myself or slice my wrist or walk out into the rain, but it's all going to end the same way. The water is eternal. The water will remain no matter how polluted it becomes. At the end, we all become rain. I don't want to go back. And that's the final entry. And also, the sentence itself, I don't want to go back. It was said by Sam when she finally tried to go outside. So, I don't want to go back. It pretty much says that the main character also decided to just join in the rain, and yeah, there you have it, and she's gone. And that's it. That's the end of the thing. That's the end of the story. The entry of SCP-3300, the rain. This has been right, I would say. Yeah, no wonder people actually upvoted this. Rate 685. That's actually high rating for the fact that this is SCP that is, I would say a little bit older as well, like about a bit later, but also older. So, yeah, you know, uh, I really enjoy it. I I cannot say anything. I I just um, I don't know. I'm speechless, I would say. The story is great. It's really, really great. It's a story about pretty much, yeah, about phenomenon that happens in Clearwater, Montana. Now, I finally notice or understand about the reference about this. So there is a movie actually. There is a movie called Vanishing in the Seventh Street. It is a movie in which people got swallowed by darkness, and then there are some survivors as well. People that um, luckily are in light, having some sort of light when the sudden darkness happens, so they didn't get captured by the darkness just yet. However, as the movie goes on, we know that eventually the survivor gather up with each other in a place, and then we all know that one by one, one of them got captured by the darkness, even until the end pretty much. But yeah, um also, by the way, that movie, I really love that movie as well, and I learned about that. Apparently there is also a situation here about, I don't know if this is true or not. I think this is a fake story, or maybe it is a true story. I'm not sure. So this is about a story about in a certain city. I think about one day someone just entered the city and they found nothing, and yeah, just there's nothing. It's like an empty town, and then all they can see is writing. I forgot what the writing was, but it's just a writing pretty much. Yeah, they don't find anything, but all they found is a writing, and that's pretty much it. The people are gone. They don't know where they went, and that's pretty much it. So that's why there is the movie, the vanishing on the Seventh Street, or in the Seventh Street. I forgot. I think on actually, but yeah, or at I don't know. but yeah, Vanishing in the Seventh Street, pretty much. Go check that movie out. I really enjoy that, and yeah, I think this can actually be that as well. The same idea. I'm not sure about people in the city just randomly missing. And in this case, this is rain. Well, also some darkness as well, but mainly rain because people got converted into rain. And in the movie as well, it seems like people got converted into darkness, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is most likely similar to that. Again, I'm not sure if this is that or not. So my thoughts, I would say that this is a great, really great SCP. No wonder many people actually vote on this. After this, I will probably read at the discussion, and maybe I will find some sort of, like a reference about that. But yeah, I'm not gonna show that on screen though. If you want, then you can just visit this. There's this type of discussion, 85. That's 85 people. Also, this page just got revised. Last edited 8 October 2022. So at the time I'm recording, that's pretty much 32 days ago, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. Anyway, this has been Razer Random SCP Review. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do enjoy this a lot. Um, the story is there. It's there is not much explanation, which sometimes can be bad, but sometimes can be great as well, like this. So we know the POV from people outside the city trying to get in, but they cannot. But also we see over here. Also, I kind of guessed that as well about people inside that try to go outside, but they cannot. They just got looped back inside the town pretty much. So yeah, and then eventually they all just lost hope, and then they all joined into the rain. They just disappeared. And then after that, well, according to what it says, a new batch of people got reintroduced. In this case, I would say is I think the family that try to that ask what they are doing in their house, when in fact it was never their house, and they just invading our main character's family's house. But yeah, like that pretty much. The original family got converted into water, and then a new batch of people got reintroduced pretty much, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, anyway, that'll be it. Again, really enjoy this, but that's pretty much it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been Razer, Random SCP Review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you again in the next episode of Razer in entry 19th, I think. Yeah, I think the next one is entry 19th. But until then, see ya.